Moment for God.
A moment with God can change everything. Listen, reflect, and be blessed. Here's today's scripture.
Today, we're looking at a single verse in Psalm 139, verse 16.
Yeah, it's amazing how much is in there.
It really is. Just one verse, but so much to unpack. Our mission, then, is to explore why it resonates so deeply.
Sounds good.
Okay, so the verse reads, "Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them."
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that first bit, unformed substance. What are we really talking about there?
Well, it's interesting. The Hebrew word golem, it suggests something unfinished, like raw potential.
Okay, so not just physically unformed, but
Yeah.
potential.
Exactly. It implies God's awareness, this intimate knowledge, even before we're in a physical sense. It's about being known while still becoming.
That's deeper than just seen before birth. It adds a layer.
It really does.
And then it moves to, in your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me. That image of a book, it sounds quite planned out.
It does, and that's a big concept. This book, what does it mean? Is everything rigidly predetermined?
That's the question, isn't it? How does that fit with, like, free will?
Right.
Yeah.
Many interpretations see it less as a detailed script for every single moment
Okay.
and more like a divine framework, an intention for our life's overall direction, maybe. Think of it like an architect knowing the building's purpose, even if the exact path to completion involves choices.
So less a minute-by-minute schedule, more a known destination.
Kind of, yeah. A known purpose, perhaps. It certainly suggests our lives aren't just accidental.
Which I think speaks to value, right?
It's-
If our days are somehow noted down even before they happen,
Yeah.
that implies we matter from the start.
Absolutely. That's a huge implication. It affirms this inherent worth. We're not just random events in the universe. There's this idea of a divine design, of being specifically intended, even as unformed substance, that can be incredibly comforting for people seeking meaning.
Yeah, that feeling that your life actually has significance.
Exactly. It counters that feeling of randomness we sometimes get.
And it points pretty strongly towards God's, well, immense knowledge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing the unformed, knowing the days ahead,
Definitely. It speaks volumes about omniscience knowing past, present, future, all at once.
which must be comforting, especially when things feel, uncertain or chaotic in our own lives.
For sure. It's an anchor. The idea that even if we can't see the path or the plan, there is a larger perspective, a higher understanding that holds it all. Even the confusing bits might fit into that larger picture somehow.
So if we grasp that, this idea of intentionality, of a known purpose, does that naturally make it easier to trust?
I think that's a very natural consequence, yes. If you believe your days are, in some sense, written or intended,
Right.
it can foster a deep trust in that underlying purpose or plan. It's maybe less about passive acceptance and more about, actively seeking to align with that divine intention.
Trying to find your place within that larger plan.
Precisely. And that search, that alignment, can often bring a real sense of peace and fulfillment, even amidst difficulties.
So it all kind of boils down to this powerful statement about God knowing us deeply, personally, and intentionally right from the very beginning.
That's it in a nutshell. This incredible declaration of God's intimate foreknowledge and intentional design for every single life.
It's quite profound for a single sentence.
It truly is.
So as a final thought for everyone listening, how does this idea that your life was intentionally known, designed, even in its unformed substance, how does that change how you look at where you are now and maybe where you're going? Something to reflect on.
Definitely worth pondering.